would take you on my journey to work. I'm going to spin you around now. That's my air freshener. Going to spin you around now and we can just chat some driving. So, how you all doing today? It's not a very nice day. We're supposed to have Amber wedding? Yes, don't get married. Have an Amber wedding warning. An Amber wedding warning. Said it again, weather warning. Go on then, doll. Let children across the street. An amber weather warning. A lot of the country has had snow. We had a little bit of snow on, lost track of my days now, so it might have been Tuesday or Wednesday, but it seems like we've gotten away with it. Where I live in Berkshire, we do seem to have a little bit of our own climate. When the rest of the country is covered in snow, we don't tend to get it, so we are quite lucky. It tends to be quite mild here, but no, we haven't had any of the snow that other people have had, and it's actually been quite mild. Yesterday people were having all day snow, and it was about 10 degrees here, so we seem to have got away with it. Touch wood, I don't want to be too confident. The other day, yesterday at work, I was telling my friend, or my manager, we were actually friends for like 18 years before I went to work with her, and I was telling her how well I've been sleeping, and so of course there I am, 2:30 this morning, watching Facebook stuff because I couldn't sleep. Oh, I'd gone through that line. So yeah, I don't want to speak too soon and curse us for snow, but it seems like we've gotten away with it. It's just been drizzly. It hasn't even been torrential rain, and now it's supposed to be windy later, but it is still quite cold. It's only 3 degrees at the moment, luckily not cold enough for it to freeze, but yeah, it's just miserable. I hate weather like this. I'd much prefer it to be even colder but bright, you know, kind of alpine weather. That would be nice. I don't like this dampness. My hair doesn't do well in it, so that's the main reason. So yeah, I thought I would take you on my journey to work. We could just have a little chat. It's kind of the same as a get ready with me, apart from you don't have to put up with my unmade up face. So how are you all doing? I've been a little bit up and down. Usually I don't really have any issues with kind of any mood swings or any kind of mental health, but since the breakdown of my relationship, I've not been doing very well. I want to say I don't want to talk about it, but I don't mind talking about it, but I feel like if I talk about it, I give him legs. You know, I still keep him in my life by discussing it, and that is literally the last thing that I want to do. I knew before, because really our relationship had been going on very on and off for the past 5 years, and I knew that he had some mental health issues, and the kind of person I am, I think that I can heal people with love. I mean, even saying it out loud is absolutely bloody ridiculous, but that's what I thought. I thought he was a victim of circumstance, and given the right circumstances, everything would be all right, and we'd live in a cottage with roses across the front door, and it didn't work. All that happened, I think you just cut out then, and I was driving, so I wasn't watching. Yeah, all that happened is that my mental health got a kicking. It turns out, and this is where I was going to say, and I did know previously that he is a covert narcissist. Now, a lot of people are aware of narcissism. It's bandied about a lot these days. But we tend to think of maybe a more grandiose narcissist, the kind of people that, you know, we call a Billy bullshitter, really, who like over narcissist is also called a shy narcissist, and he's very self-deprecating, and leans towards depression, and he's absolutely textbook. I've been watching so many things on YouTube about spotting covert narcissists. You know, even though he used to like to tell me how moral he was, you know, when he was quite immoral, but it was important for him to say out loud that he was more. It was just you look up covert narcissist, I'm surprised there's not a photo of him, you know, and I didn't pick up on it. And I think that's part of the recovery issue, is the shame that you were taken in by someone, and I was hook, line and sinker. And another thing that's really, really hard is because these people had some kind of trauma in their formative years, and I know what his was, but they kind of create a false self, a bubble around themselves, so that they can't be hurt like that again, and then they just really go through life hurting everyone else. So that's what I'm dealing with. So I'm kind of dealing with trying to process that. There's a gorgeous guy on YouTube. His name's Richard Grannon. I'll link it down below, the things that I've been watching. He looks like a sexy Viking. He's gorgeous. But he is very blunt. He's a Scouser, a therapist, and he's very blunt, and he just says they never loved you. They never loved you. You were there to provide something to these people, whether it be a home, money, sex, a job, whatever they wanted from you, that's what they took from you. But they didn't love you. And that is just such a bitter pill to swallow. I find it really, really hard to process. I find it hard to process all the lies, and because I'm not a liar, I tend to kind of brand the truth about as a weapon. You know, the truth hurts, but God, a lie is so much worse, because you just never know where you are. And he lied as easy as he breathed. He lied about stupid things like having a Burger King instead of a McDonald's, just everything. Can you see the sheeps in the field here? They're really close today, and they've got little baby lambs. They're gorgeous. But he literally lied about everything to keep his false self afloat. And I find that really hard to process. I find the never being loved hard to process. So yeah, I'm kind of stuck in a bit of a thing where I keep going over and over it, and then I'll watch a self-help video and I'll go over and over it again, thinking, well, when they said that meant that, and I know what it means, but I can't move past it at the moment. So that's my issue. Hopefully I'm going to find someone that I can speak to. I know what the problem is, I just don't know how to get past it. So that's what I need to focus on. So yeah, on our way to work, it's a bit, I'm sorry if it's a bit bumpy, it's all like twisty country roads to go to work. I can go on the motorway, but it tends to take longer. When I came down here on whatever day it was that it snowed, I did take a little bit of footage from the house, so I'll show you. I'll fit it in on my what I wore last week, that will be, or a couple of weeks ago, whenever I put this up. But where we're going to turn down now, it's called Carter's Hill, but all the trees kind of meet above you, and they all had like an inch of snow on them the other day, and it was literally, I felt like I'd entered Narnia. I mean, we all know that no one can get through my wardrobes because I've got way too much stuff in there, but oh, it was just beautiful down here. This was also a nightmare of a place when, can you see all the low branches in the trees? Last year when we had Storm Eunice, I was literally driving down here, and I would kind of pause for there were no cars, and then I'd see a branch that looked broken, and then sprint past it in my car. It was awful. It was like running the gauntlet down here. But it was beautiful down. I wish I had filmed, but by that time I hadn't put my new phone cradle that you're snug on now up. So yeah, I missed that. So now I've just got big blobs of rain dropping on me. The ditches are all really full. Although, I mean, it has been raining, but it doesn't feel like it's been torrential rain. So, tell me what you've all been up to. I've been trying to get out in my singleness and connect with, oh, big lorry, and connect with friends. I do have massive hermit tendencies. You know, I'm happy to stay in. I stayed in for 10 weeks with lockdown and it didn't bother me at all. So I am trying to do something. This weekend I actually don't have anything to do. So I wonder how I'm going to be feeling, because I've been feeling not great. So I hope it doesn't send me on a wee downward spiral. I've just got nothing to do this weekend. My friends are doing other things, and so I think it's just going to be a weekend at home. And you know, I'm not a baby. I do need to do that. I've got a couple of things to look forward to. It's my best friend's birthday. That's not until April, so that'll be a good old shindig because she loves a night out. And also at the end of this month, I'm going to be meeting up with some girls that I used to work with. I've always done office work, but when I had my mortgage, back in the early days of it, back in the days when your mortgage was at, you know, 12-14% you were paying on it, I had to get another job, so I had a bar job. It was also where I met my son's dad, and the girls who worked the bar with me, we've stayed friends with. So we're all going back to the little village where we used to work, and are going to meet up for kind of like an afternoon, evening, I think. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. You know me, I'm already thinking, what am I going to wear? Because that is my life, thinking about clothes. I like this bit when I get round the corner here. It all opens up to fields and it looks lovely. We're nearly in Wokingham now, and Wokingham is a small market town, but it's just so built up now. Can you see over here, over to your left? That's all a massive new housing estate. I went in there the other year to pick up a candle from Facebook Marketplace, and I was stunned at how big it is. I thought it was just a couple of houses, but it's just like a village in there. So yeah, Wokingham is very built up now, but it's still quite a cute little town. Well, actually, the way that I'm coming into work, there's a couple of ways I can get into work, but the way we're coming will go through Wokingham town centre, so that'll be a joy for you. Not quite sure what I'm going to do with this footage. As you know, I've only done, this will be my third proper vlog. I know, like, all the videos are sort of known as vlogs, but this is what I call vlogging, kind of not doing a product show and just talking to the camera. So yeah, I'm not sure how much I'm going to cut out or whether I'll show the whole journey, but I thought I would just take you to work with me for a change. Give me someone to talk to. I was usually listen to Greatest Hits Radio, and I love Rossi in the morning. If you listen to him, he's lovely. But I saw on the Daily Mail yesterday online that Pat Sharp has disgraced himself. He gave a t-shirt of himself with a mullet, presented it when he was presenting some kind of award on stage to a young 20-something girl, and he said something about, "This is the closest I'll get to being on your tits," which is just, you know, it's not appropriate, but being a little of that generation, she's deeply offended by it. She felt sexualized by it and all the rest of it. And now he's not coming back on Greatest Hits Radio, because he used to do the Saturday and Sunday kind of 10 o'clock till 1 slot, and this was in the week I heard this. And then today I heard Rossi say that Andy Crane, do you remember him? If you're kind of my age, he used to do the what is now CBeebies broom cupboard show, kind of like what Philip Schofield used to do, and he's covering. So there was no mention of the newly disgraced Pat Sharp, but yeah, it did make, it's not right, but oh my god, you ladies who are my age, if you grow, I worked in construction offices. I wasn't like a scaffolder or anything, but I worked in those offices in the 80s. And the young girls of today, they would not survive that. It was literally a baptism of fire. If you can put up with that, you can put up with anything. So it was just a different world. I'm not saying it was right, but we all came through it. What I'm going to do, this is Wokingham town centre, by the way, like the kind of high street area. What I'm going to do is what I was talking about the ex and what I discovered and how I'm feeling. There are a couple of short videos that pretty much sum me up where I'm at the moment. They're from YouTube. They're from two different kind of therapists on there. They're only short, but I'll pop them below just so that you can. I feel like they vocalise how I feel much better than I can, so I'll pop them down below. One's a lady and one's that hunky Viking therapist man. Even if you don't listen to him, just go and watch him, because hubba, he is gorgeous. So that's pretty much the end of Wokingham town. We're just heading out now to the more of the outskirts, and then I'm further through on the outskirts and in like the industrial area. So not long to go now. Won't be long till I'm in work. I'm not sure what this is. I think it's mainly rain, but occasionally there's kind of like a wet blob, which is a sleet, I guess, is the weather word for it. Not a wet blob, but there is some rain and occasionally some sleet. But luckily it's not settling, so I think it's supposed to be cold and blowy later, so that'll be fun on the journey home. And thank you for keeping me company. It's been really nice to have someone to talk to. The only other time I have anyone to talk to is when my manager's car's in the garage, and so we go together. I only work until mid-afternoon, but she works like a 9 to 5, shall we say. So that's why we can't come in together every day, because I finish earlier than her. Under the railway bridge, turn right, and it's not far till we get there. Well, that's what I started to say, go over the roundabout, because I'm an Audi driver. I'm not sure, I might speed up some of this. I can't speed up the bits where I'm talking, because then he goes yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I just thought I'd film it anyway, and then when I come to edit it, we can take it from there, can't we? That funny noise, by the way, is my rear wiper. It's not my rear. Just wanted to make that clear to everyone. Right, so we're turning into the industrial area where I work, and I'm right at the bottom. There's a big new building going up here, so there's always like cranes and cement lorries on this little bit here. It can be quite difficult to get past, but it's alright today. Maybe they haven't started yet. next to a park where we work, but they've turned some of the office block that was opposite us, they've actually turned into accommodation, like flats. And when they did that, they blocked off the access to the park, because they, we used to go out and kind of take our lunch out to the park back in the day. Big lorry. Take our lunch out there, but we can't get out now. So these offices here, the ones that you're looking at there, these have now been turned into flats. So, and there's the park straight ahead of you. Anyway, I'm at work. Keeping me company. I enjoyed that. I don't know if you did. Probably boring. And I will see you later for the rest of my day.